Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to this week's book review. This week I will be reviewing Escape by Carolyn Jessop. I'm sure you've heard of this book. It's a very famous memoir. Um, it's about how Carolyn Jessop grew up in the fundamentalist Mormon church in Utah, not the regular Mormons, but the FLDS, which are actually a fringe group of Mormonism, and how she finally escaped, obviously, by the title. Right. She talks about her life as she's growing up, obviously. She talks about what they believe in. Basically, fundamentalist Mormons believe that a man will take his wife's son to heaven with him, and then, if he's a good man, he will go on to be god of a planet, and they will go on to be goddesses with him, or something, I guess. It's really weird. Right, okay. Um, she talks about her childhood. Her childhood is abusive by her mother, who is bipolar, probably, the way she describes her. And she's definitely intensely depressed at one point in her life. It's really sad, actually. Anyway, Carolyn is kind of extraordinary because she always wanted an education ever since she was very young, and obviously women in the church are kept very much in the church because they could not afford to lose any of them because they want as many wives as possible. So she wanted to be a pediatrician actually, but anyway, when she graduates from high school, she gets told that she will be marrying Merrill Jessup. Now, Merrill Jessup, I'm sure you've heard of him as well, is the de facto prophet of the church right now, and he is a very, very powerful man in the church, and he has a lot of money. I'm sure he will be brought to court eventually, because he probably has done very many bad things, but you never know. Anyway, um, the story is really triggering from start to finish, so if abuse or rape can trigger you, you should stay away from this book. Um, when she finally does marry Merrill, yeah, okay. When she finally does marry that guy, he has like 4 wives already. And it's funny because you get to see what the life of a polygamist is actually like. She has stepdaughters that are her age, and obviously she cannot control them. She has stepdaughters that are older than her. She has stepsons that are older than her. Um, According to Carolyn, Meryl treats his other wives really badly, except for one, Barbara, who is supposedly the bully of the house. She rules over everything, and she decides how he spends his time, and all that good stuff. Well, the point is, she never liked Carolyn because she was the youngest and obviously the prettiest back then, and she was trying to make her life quite difficult. Finally, the half the book is about the power struggles between the wives, what they what they actually have to do to get money, and the kind of war that breaks out between them. Now they have like so many children that they take all their kind of aggression out on their children. It's very sad. At the end, Meryl starts being more and more abusive towards Carolyn, and then she decides to leave. Her tale of escape, it's really amazing. That's the third part of the book, and she has some help from some outside people who were members of the church, and she she tells about how Mormons, not regular Mormons in the church are not allowed. The women are not allowed registration plates on their cars, so they could not leave the compound or whatever without being stopped by the law. And people in the law in that area are more usually than not in the cult, so they will take you back, and they will get your husband to reprimand you, and reprimand you consists of either being physically abusive or ignoring you or simply not having sex with you, which is the currency you use to trade with your family. I won't spoil it anymore. It is very interesting. It is a really good look at what life in a cult is actually like. Carolyn comes across as very assertive, very aggressive, but I've seen her in interviews. She's really soft spoken. It's kind of creepy. Um, but obviously, if you had to be submissive all your life, you would be just as soft spoken. So anyway, yeah, I completely recommend this book. 5 out of 5. Very good. You won't know where your time's gone. Basically, have fun.